welcome back to DiamondTrail Ranch. I hope you're all doing okay today on this fine hot summer. We're going to be talking about something that not a lot of people want to talk about, but it's something that goat owners will run into. We're going to be talking about scours, also known as diarrhea in goats. You're all probably familiar with that if you own goats, or if you're getting into goats, because this is a topic that is incredibly worth looking into. Whether you raise Nigerian Dwarfs like we do here, we also got a mix, or any other breed really. Understanding scours can mean the difference between life and death. I mean, literally. I mean, it sounds like we're just talking about diarrhea, but this is life and death we're talking about, especially your baby goats. So I'm going to ask you guys to go ahead and grab a cup of coffee. I know I love me some coffee. Enjoy the view of our herd. And let's dive into everything you need to know. Literally everything you could possibly know. And if I miss something, hey, message me or comment on this video at the bottom. Leave a message down there. Comment. I'll get to it. I'll reply. So we reply to everything here. So the signs, the causes, treatments, prevention, and our personal real life experiences here at DiamondTrail Ranch. Because believe me, we deal with scours. We have tons of goats here. We deal with this stuff for real. So first of all, what is it? Scours, like the name looks and sounds, it's just like it is the livestock term for diarrhea. So it's not a disease itself. It's a symptom of something else going wrong in your goat's digestive system. It could be bacterial, viral, parasitic, nutritional, or even stress related. And while the term might sound simple, the impact can be serious. Goats, especially kids, can get dehydrated very quickly, and dehydration is that's what makes scours dangerous, just like in people, right? If you got diarrhea, look, it's not a pretty topic, but unfortunately it's very common in goats, so you got to know how to deal with it. The different types of scours, because it's not all the same. You'll notice different colors and consistencies. Here's a few quick ones for you. Yellow pasty scours are common in very young kids and might indicate too much milk or a diet change. Green or brown watery diarrhea, or scours, might be a sign of coccidiosis. Folks, I got a whole 101 video on coccidiosis, or a bacterial infection. Bloody scours, huge red flag. I mean, you're in trouble. Literally, it can point to something serious like coccidia or clostridial enterotoxemia. Not good. Every case is a clue, and identifying the color and texture can help you narrow down the cause. So I would say we have had coccidiosis here before. We've dealt with it. We have bacterial infections. Causes for scours here. What causes it? Let's break it down into a few major categories. Again, coccidiosis. This is probably the number one cause in kids. It's a protozoan parasite that attacks the intestinal lining. The chickens are being crazy. Usually strikes between 3 to 8 weeks of age, and is especially common in warm, wet weather or overcrowded pens. Our pens don't get too overcrowded. I mean, we have a lot of space. You can see it back there. That's what we call the large goat pen. It goes behind that red barn as well. And again, they're out and about right now, so they got a couple acres to run around on. So generally they're typically like half an acre or so, realistically, depending on what gates are open and things like that. But the hot, warm climate, boy, you guys are running into some stuff. We are here in Florida. Worm overload is number 2 as far as a cause. Internal parasites like barber pole worms, tapeworms can also cause diarrhea, especially if your deworming schedule isn't dialed in. This is where fecal tests really come in handy. Sudden dietary changes can also cause scours. Goats are sensitive to abrupt changes, whether it's weaning, switching your hay types, just too many treats, scraps. Guys, I know people say goats eat anything. I've always heard that growing up too. They kind of do, but they really don't. Once you get to own goats, you'll know. Okay, these guys own it. They're actually fairly picky eaters. But again, if you're throwing out, honey bun rolls and old, cereal or whatever, sugary, whatever, you got to be mindful. These guys are going to eat that stuff. So, dietary changes, sensitive. They are sensitive to it. Bacterial infections, E. coli, right? Salmonella, Clostridium perfringens can all cause scours, especially if the goat's immune system is already compromised. And you got your viral infections at number 5, less common, but the rotavirus or coronavirus can trigger it, especially in very young kids, right? Stress, even stress from travel. Changing from one location to another can cause it. Whether you just bought a goat or you just sold it, or pen moves in general can trigger scours, particularly in already vulnerable goats. The signs of scours go beyond just loose stools, though. So here's what you guys need to look for, okay? Lethargic. Your goats might be lethargic or refuse to get up. Sunken eyes is a dehydration sign. Guys, the dehydration is like one of the biggest key signs. Obviously, it's like with people too. I say obvious, but it might not be. Dehydration causes, you get lethargic. And that's with people too. Grinding their teeth is a sign of discomfort or pain with scours. Standing hunched up or their tail twitching. Now the tail twitching is kind of, this one here, look, she's twitching her tail right here. That can be a sign of a lot of things, and like affection, they're happy, lots of things. Not nursing or eating less can be a sign, big common one. Fever, obviously, and cold ears depending on the cause. If you have a kid that's got watery poop and is lying in the corner instead of nursing or playing, act fast. Time is absolutely critical. Treatment is a must. So you see the signs, right? Those are the signs. So what now? What do you do when you got the signs? Rehydrate. You want to rehydrate these goats, guys. Dehydration is what kills them, not the diarrhea. I've personally been into the emergency room for bad cases of diarrhea. Diarrhea is not good for you. Whether you're a human or a goat or a chicken or a horse, it's not good for you. You want to give your goats oral electrolytes, like Resorb or a homemade mix, water, baking soda, molasses, and salt. Work great. You can also give electrolyte drenches every few hours. Number 2, you want to determine the cause, right? Why do they have scours? If it is coccidia, treat it with something like Bacox or Toltrazuril. If you suspect worms, you may need to dose with a dewormer like Valbazin or Safeguard. But ideally after a fecal, that's when you'll really, You also want to consider probiotics for your little goaty friends, right? Probiotics like Probios gel can help reset their gut flora, especially after the antibiotics or heavy parasite loads. Step 4, you want to support their guts. A little activated charcoal or kaolin pectate can help bind toxins. Some folks also use an herbal remedy like slippery elm bark, marshmallow root, or GI soother blends. Step 5, if you absolutely have to, call a vet. If you see blood, then I would, obviously. High fever, rapid weight loss. Some cases require antibiotics, sub-Q fluids, or simply they need veterinarian intervention, right? So especially if it's bacterial or the clostridial in nature. What can you do at home? This is the big one, right? Guys are watching videos at home. They want to know what they can do at home. A lot of us homesteaders prefer to start with natural remedies when possible. So here are a few tried and true ones. Slippery elm bark. What that does is it soothes the digestive tract and firms up their stool. Electrolytes with molasses restores energy and hydration. Garlic and apple cider vinegar. Some use these for mild microbial support, though they're not a cure-all. Colostrum, speaking of that, Twix here is due any day now. You guys might have seen the lives. Colostrum, she's showing that as well. So for newborns, even powdered colostrum can give a major immune boost. But remember, natural doesn't necessarily mean slow. If your goat's crashing, you want to move quickly. So how do you prevent scours in the first place? Keep your pens dry and clean. Coccidia thrive in wet, dirty bedding. Rotate your pastures and manage stocking density. Overcrowded pens, equals stress and parasite overload. So you want to clean them out too. Give kids a coccidia preventative. Some herds use a medicated feed or time treatment, at 3, 6, 9 weeks as an example. Run your fecals. I say that a lot in my videos because it's very important. It's cheaper than guessing and over deworming. Obviously, it's like giving too many antibiotics. Eventually, it just doesn't work. So don't overdo that. Introduce new feed to your friends slowly, okay? Whether it's fresh greens or a new hay bale. Changes should be gradual. Boost their immunity by giving them stress-free environments, good nutrition, and minerals, because that all goes a very long way. Loose minerals. Blocks are fine too, but don't depend on them. Give them loose. Scours in goats can look scary, but with quick action and some goat know-how, most cases can be handled at home. Here at DiamondTrail Ranch, we've dealt with our fair share of scours, especially during the rainy season and kidding time. No doubt about that. It's just part of the goat ownership, guys. It is. You're going to be dealing with all kinds of stuff. That's why we help each other out. We make this content and these videos, and we communicate in groups and social media to get to know other homesteaders. This is a community thing. Everybody wants to be self-sufficient and on their own, but you can also work together and do co-ops and trades and things of that nature. Tit for tat kind of stuff. So help each other out, man. You've all got the same goals in mind. I hope this video helps you guys. If it did, please give it a like and subscribe. Share it with a fellow goat owner who might be panicking right now, because Lord knows somebody is, over a messy baby goat. And drop a comment below with what's worked for you when dealing with scours. I want to thank you guys for hanging out again with one of us, with all of us here at the ranch, and we'll see you next time, guys. Thanks again for hanging out and watching this video on scours. Hi, Butterscotch. You're so silly. You're so silly, girl.